Hi there. Today we are going to read a story and do some comprehension. Now, a reminder, comprehension is when you show what you have learnt by answering questions about a text. This can be done orally, so out loud, or you can write the answers down. So let's get on with our story. Torty, the lucky tortoise. This is based on a true story. During the First World War, a young man named Stuart was a stretcher bearer in the New Zealand Army. He moved sick and wounded soldiers from the battlefields to places that were safe. One of these places was the port of Salonika in Greece. While he was there, he made an unusual friend. The First World War began in 1914 and took place mainly in Europe. It was called a World War because a lot of countries became involved. New Zealand soldiers went to fight on the same side as Great Britain. More than 18,000 New Zealanders lost their lives and over 40,000 were wounded. The war ended in November 1918. There were many wild tortoises around Salonika. One day Stuart saw a tortoise crossing a track. As he watched, he was horrified to see the tortoise run over by a gun carriage. Stuart thought the tortoise would be squashed flat, but amazingly it wasn't. Luckily, the ground was soft. The tortoise had 2 deep grooves in its shell and had lost some toes and a small piece of its shell, but it was still alive. Stuart asked the local people about the tortoise. They thought that it was over 100 years old. They told Stuart what kind of food tortoises like to eat. Stuart decided to look after the tortoise until it was well again. He called it Torty. When Stuart was about to return to New Zealand, Torty went into hibernation. Stuart had grown fond of Torty, so he decided to take the hibernating tortoise home with him. Stuart put Torty in his army bag. When Torty woke up 5 months later, they were in New Zealand. Torty lived for many years with Stuart and his family in Dunedin. The war was over, but Torty's adventures were not. One year, Torty decided to hibernate under some leaves that had been put in a pile to burn. Nobody knew that Torty was under the pile until the leaves were set on fire. Luckily, as her hiding place became hotter, Torty woke up and scuttled out to safety. Another time, she was stolen from the family's front garden. The people who stole Torty sold her to a circus. Stuart told the police that Torty was missing. A policeman found her when he took his son to see the circus. The policeman saw the marks on Torty's shell, so he knew the tortoise was Torty. Stuart and his family were very happy to get their tortoise back. When Stuart died, his son Neil and daughter-in-law Beth took over caring for Torty. The tortoise had another close call when she climbed through the hole of a fence. She wandered into the sand dunes and became lost. It was very hot, and she had no water. When she was found a few days later, she was nearly dead. Now Torty is probably around 200 years old. She lives with Beth near Napier. A reptile expert who lives nearby owns a male tortoise called Boomerang. Recently, Torty went to stay with Boomerang. When Torty came home, she laid some eggs. Maybe they will hatch, and Torty will become a mother at the ripe old age of 200. Torty likes company. Sometimes children come to see her. They talk to her and give her dandelion flowers and leaves to eat. Beth also takes Torty to visit schools. She tells the students about the tortoise and about Torty's amazing life.